Hello and welcome to a TradingWolf video. Today we're going over a free indicator we've just released, which is a golden pocket indicator. If you're unfamiliar with what the golden pocket is, or even fib retracement, I'll refer you up to this tool here where you can see it'll say fib retracement at the top. I'm just going to go over a very basic way you use it, where if you're in an uptrending market, you'd put the first point on the low, second point on the high, and then yours would look slightly different to mine because you'll probably have a bunch of these levels already turned on. But basically, you're going to end up with something looking like this. Without fully going into the fib retracement, because there's lots of different ways you can use it, I'm only going to just highlight these ones, which are 0.618 and the 0.65, commonly referred to as the golden pocket. Now, the idea is that this is where you'd look to enter a long trade, but rather than having to constantly keep drawing these, we have released a free indicator. If you search golden pocket, you'll see we're currently top one here. And because of some extra filters I've got on here by default, it's not showing up that many, but I'm just going to quickly turn off this moving average filter once I've loaded up the indicator, and then we should see a few more appear. Okay, so now you can see a bunch of yellow and grey boxes. Now the yellow boxes, if I just zoom in a little bit, so we can see here we've got a fib retracement line taken from this low here. You see the dotted line following all the way up to this high up here. So if I mark it up there, you'll see this is where we've got a golden pocket drawn out for us. The box will extend until price ends up coming down and hitting it. And what you'll see is, you can see a bunch of grey boxes out, but once price ends up coming up and hitting the box will stop and it will fade to a different color, so you won't notice it as much. Now, this is fairly simple. You'll probably be able to find other indicators which do similar things, but the difference with ours now, first of all, we've got these boxes which extend, which I haven't seen anyone else do, as well as actually changing color once the price hits them. But the main thing which I wanted to add was this moving average filter. Now, the whole point of, or the way I've been taught to use fib retracement, is that you want to be trading with the trend, but rather than, say we're on the hourly time frame here on Bitcoin. So if I turn this on, it's going to be using this moving average currently on the 21 distance. Now looking at the 21 moving average, it works fine apart from when you're on the same time frame, you're looking at lows and highs, which is quite uncommon to have both a low and a high above the moving average or below the moving average. So instead, you could either set this to a higher length, so you're going to have a slower moving average. And you can see here, now we're getting some more signals, these would be areas where you'd look for potential entries from price dropping. We've just had one right here where price is currently holding up. Or what I quite like doing is instead, quite like the 21 moving average, but on the daily time frame if I'm on something intraday such as hourly or lower time frame. So I'm on the daily EMA 21 length is what I quite like using. Make sure your moving average filter is on, otherwise these settings won't do anything. So you can see now this orange line is the 21 daily moving average. Now you may notice it's not smoothed. That's because obviously it's calculating off of daily candles, and when it's calculating off of daily candles, it's only going to get updated once every 24 candles, as I'm on the 1 hour time frame. So that's why we've got these sort of long lines, then it gets updated on the daily closes, long lines, and so forth. This can lead to potential repainting, which I'll cover in just a moment, but I always tend to do this anyway because I prefer following the higher time frame trend, and when I get an alert, I'll just hop onto the chart and make sure that I don't think it's going to end up repainting and it's a legit signal. But this is just one of the ways which I prefer following the trend. It's completely up to you. You can stick it to your own time frame. But yeah, I'll actually just go over the settings now. So first of all, you can actually disable these fib lines here if you want a cleaner chart. So if I simply just toggle this off, they'll disappear. You can change the colors of them, or you can make them solid, dashed, however you want. Turn them back on for now. You can change the golden pocket box. You can make it stronger if you want it to be more visible. I quite like it. It's sort of faded so you can see price easily. If you want the closed boxes to be invisible, you can simply just remove their color or set the opacity to 0. That'll make them disappear. Now, in this settings part here, we can adjust the values of the golden pocket. So some people actually do have slightly different values. I've seen people use 6.6 instead of 6.5 for the higher golden pocket value. But you can edit these here. Maybe you don't want to use the golden pocket at all. You can just use it for completely separate value, even positive values like 1.28. 1.32s. Next is the pivot distance. So this will be looking at the highs and the lows. The higher you make this number, the less frequent you're going to see these signals, but they're going to be more of the higher or the lower. So if I set this to 25, for example, you'll see we've lost quite a few there, but we're only looking at the potential higher and lower pivots, which you may end up drawing out. You can go even higher than this as well. Depends on your sort of trade style, how many signals you want to receive. But the higher you go, you'd expect these signals to be better respected because there'll be more traders looking at them. So the moving average filter I've already gone over. Now I'm gonna just cover alerts. So to set an alert, make sure you've got all the settings on what you want. So for example, if I'm setting this alert up on the hourly Bitcoin here, I'm gonna go into three dots here, add alert. All of these conditions will be default selected onto the correct one. You can edit how your alert is sent out and the notifications you get. All you need to do here though is just name the alert. So I'm just gonna go GP for BTC 1 hour. And then I'm gonna get a repainting warning. Now, just to explain how this repainting works, let me just go closer to the daily moving average because of this. If you had your moving average on the same time frame as what you're currently looking at, you're still going to get a repainting warning because TradingView just issue that repainting warning on anything that uses securities. So we've got the option to look at data from a different time frame. Therefore, they're going to send out a repainting warning even if you're on looking at the same time frame you're currently on. It may sound a little confusing, but just try follow with. Okay, so trying to explain the potential repainting, I'm going to first of all just draw a moving average. So we're going to have something which comes down like this, starts coming up. And let's make that orange, same as our moving average. Now we just want to change the color of this now. Let's make it green for our price data. Okay, so let's do something like this where that's the low, that's the high, and then price sort of goes about like this and then comes underneath. It's going to hit the Fibonacci there and then it can do its thing. So what's going to happen here? Green is price data. I know it's beautifully drawn. Orange is a moving average line. This is where our Fibonacci would get drawn because it's taken the pivot low to the pivot high. Now, price has gone up, but it hasn't hit the golden pocket until it's come and dropped out of the moving average trend. Now, you're going to still get an alert for this because the Fibonacci lines were actually set up in correct manner where price was above the moving average and the Fibonacci was drawn above the moving average. So you would still get an alert for this. This is the sort of repainting side of it, which there are potential ways which we could stop, but in doing so, we would end up removing a lot of the signals. So what we prefer to do is have all the signals sent, and then, I mean, like myself, I tend to, once I get an alert, I hop on the chart and have a look and see if I'm definitely happy with the trade idea, and then take the trade. If you are interested in having ways where we can completely avoid this sort of repainting at all, let us know in our Discord group, and then I can actually make sure that we add in extra settings. So if you're trying to automate a bot, for example, you would want to make sure you're definitely avoiding repainting. Yeah, if you contact us in our TradingWolf Discord group, I'll be able to help out there. But I'm hoping that sort of makes sense. This only happens with the moving average being on a higher time frame than what you're looking at. If you're looking at the same time frame, then it's no problem. You're not going to have any repainting, but you will still get a repainting warning because TradingView is just overly protective, and I think it's good. Try warn traders that they're going to run into potential repainting, but they could do it better. But that is it, I think, for this video. I've showed you how to create alerts, showed you how to edit the settings on here. If you have any suggestions or anything, or things you'd like to see added to the script, let us know in our TradingWolf Discord group. We've got a tool suggestion channel there where you can offer your suggestions on what you'd like to see change, or you can comment on where this TradingWolf script is actually published. We'll leave links and everything in the description so you can access everything there. Otherwise, I'm hoping you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy this free indicator. Thanks for watching.
Bust this.